Hello and welcome to Spaceballs, the podcast. This is Playing Favorites. I'm Paul.
I'm Justin. Like,
We're
we
talking
changed the
about
name.
Spaceballs.
We changed the name of our show.
Just for today.
Merchandising.
Where the real money of the podcast is made.
We make money? What? I'm excited for this episode. I really am. We've brought up
It's
Spaceballs
great.
a lot over the years, and we're like, we've never really sat down and just discussed how great this film is. And we love Mel Brooks. We've gone over that. I think we've done our favorite Mel Brooks movie in the past.
Yes, we have.
But
We've talked about his films at length.
yeah, but we thought it would be good to talk about Spaceballs since they announced finally the sequel, which they mentioned in the movie. Like,
They did Spaceballs 2, The Search for
more money.
But I will just say that, and I know we'll probably touch on this again, the sequel that's going to be coming out in 2027. But that the only thing that they've used to describe it is this log line. It's a non-prequel, non-reboot sequel, part 2, but with reboot elements, franchise expansion film. So I hope that it is like a I hope that it's a complete send up of all of like the kinds of things that I've been complaining about for the last year.
Yep.
Sequels and reboots and re things that you don't need to do. So I'm actually strangely looking forward to seeing that. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the original Spaceballs. Why this movie rocks. Why we it became like a second language to us for a while.
Okay.
Like we just knew this movie in and out.
But if your first time here, though, this is Playing Favorites. This is generally an episode, a podcast. We've been talking a lot for the past 5 years, 5.5 years, whatever, almost 6 years. We generally just pick a topic. Sometimes we talk about a lot of things in one episode, or lately we've been more kind of focused on our favorite things, or what could be what was our favorite thing, and maybe no longer is. But that's just generally we do. Like to talk about things that are generally fun to talk about, or make fun of, or whatever. But today is going to be more of a happy conversation versus like bashing a movie, which we don't really bash movies, but you know,
we do sometimes. But a love letter. This is a total love letter to because what I love about Mel Brooks movies is that they're not they are standalone movies. You don't need to watch Star Wars to enjoy Spaceballs.
We're going to be talking about that in a second too.
You get more enjoyment if you know like some of the references that they're making or the things that they're kind of modeling or parodying. But to tell you the truth, Justin, like watching it again, it's a love story. It's a love movie. It's a total like romantic plot. Like there's so much like string swelling, moments between Lone Star and Princess Vespa.
Yeah, it's a complete 180 in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, you think like it's going to be this like space adventure, and it's like all that stuff is just like a place for funny bits.
Yep.
But the overarching story, which is why as children, both you and I were convinced this was like a legit movie. We're like, whoa, is this like another kind of Star Wars movie?
I wanted to be like Lone Star. He was like who I wanted to be.
Lone Star, great hero, Barf, great sidekick.
Yeah.
And it's just funny. Like they had a good banter between them, It's like, seems like a legit movie. But then there's like these funny parts. You're like, why is my dad laughing so hard at that part? Like I don't get it.
You don't, yeah. Like I see. So like you've talked about this. Like I might be a Star Wars obsessed person, but like I didn't get Star Wars obsessed until I was 12 or 13. Spaceballs was the movie. That was my movie that I would watch. I had it on VHS. The old way of pirating movies where you just recorded the free weekend on HBO.
Yep, on HBO.
And we just had it, and I would just love watching it because I just liked the world and like the space adventure. And I think like the scene with Lone Star, you said like it's like you kind of root for Lone Star a little bit. It's like him like giving the jacket to her on like the little fire, and it's like he's like, oh, he's like, but it's cold. He's like, cold never bothers me, and he goes like this. It's like
it's like she turns away. He's like,
that he's like, that's who I want to be. I want to give jackets when I'm cold.
It's like all those little like subtle things we missed as kids, but then you're watching it, you're like, oh my god, like that's hilarious. There's so many of those. I feel like this is a movie lover's movie because it parodies not just Star Wars or Star Trek even, but just like action movies in general, and
Hmm.
like, big sci-fi like epic pieces. So that when they get jammed, when the radar is jammed and it's literally
Yep.
raspberry jam, but Rick Moranis as Dark Helmet like tastes the jam and he's like, raspberry. There's only one man who'd give me raspberry, and they zoom in. Colonel Sanders is right next to him, and he does that like he like looks at the camera, looks, and he's like, oh, like
Yep.
gets out of the way of
Yeah.
the zooming camera. There's a lot of that fourth wall breaking, and like we're in a movie. At one point, they pull out Spaceballs the movie and fast forward to find out
Great.
where the heroes
Iconic
are.
scene. Iconic
Just
scene.
like why even like bother with backstory, or like we're
Yep.
going to use this device to find it and like we put a tracker on it. It's like no. We'll just fast forward the movie and then they'll just see where they are.
One thing with the jam, I noticed that so like what we both, I think, we watched it last night separately from each other. We've watched this movie together many times, which we'll go over the
We'll
rules
get into
of
that.
that experience. But when I watched the jam part, I mean, I remember the jam all the time, and I knew it was jam. But like, I've always watched this movie on like a smaller TV or not good quality. Watching it on
Mhm.
like a nice big TV, I don't think I've watched it on my 4K TV in a while. I literally saw the definition of a jam jar. Like I didn't notice that before. I literally thought it was just like a metal canister that just kind of broke and had jam in it.
No,
I
you
didn't
can
know.
distinctly read. um,
I didn't notice the jam words.
and honestly, that's what makes the movie still kind of stand up, is that it's all miniatures like Star Wars,
Yep.
like the original, like
Yep.
the same. That's what I love about it, is like watching it now, I'm more like looking at the same kind of camera tricks that they use. I'm like, they're just, they're copying the style. They're using the same kinds of things, which makes it feel like it's a Star Wars movie, because
Yeah.
the shots are very similar. Even like the ships, that they're like, whether it's green screen or just miniatures or whatever, that it's, it's fake, but it's like, wow, like you really paid attention to detail to make it seem like this was even it's so stupid, but the design of Spaceball City uh is just a series of balls. And when they park Eagle 5, which is the Millennium Falcon, like the
Yep.
Winnebago with wings,
Yep.
but when they park Eagle 5 in the illegal parking spot, it's just like a parking lot, and like there's just more balls. It's like they're like, okay, Spaceball City, big, balls. That's it. Just
To touch on
balls and
this,
domes
the city, like
everywhere.
again, like just revisiting it, because like we'll have to eventually transition to the last like 4 or 5 times. Let's just do it now. We're gonna do it now because I need some
Let's
context
go.
here. The last 4 or 5 times I've watched this movie, we've been plastered. Okay, so like
It's not our fault.
my memory of an adult of watching this film is just being except for when we went to see it in theaters, because we went to the theater in the double
That was cool.
feature when we
Yep.
saw the producers and Mel and Spaceballs in like a double feature, which was awesome
Yes.
experience. Being in the theater like with other people watching the movie and laughing at like just the things you just don't even laugh at anymore, like the the I love Uranus and like the little
Yep.
bumper stickers and just like the subtle things. It's like when you have a group of people watching it, that itself was it's like its own experience, because
Yes.
we grew up with it just being on our TV and never really see it in theaters. So the theater experience for comedy was phenomenal, which I haven't seen in a while, comedy in movie theaters. But watching it again, like without being drunk and being able to pay attention, like our game we devised in college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go over the rules, and then you can
All right. Just so everyone knows, it's titled Spaceballs: The Drinking Game. We
baseball is
had
the drinking game.
printouts. We had printouts of this that we would bring with us every time we were going to watch it and drink to it. But yes,
Yes.
please. Do you have the rules? Do you
I
remember?
remember. I don't need the rules in front of me. I
Let's
had
hear
no
'em.
rules. So every time you hear the word space or Spaceballs, which happens a lot,
space.
just let's get some context to that. Obviously, the song at the end is a lot of space and Spaceballs.
With the Spaceballs, watch out.
Our intermission that would always happen, because by the time we hit this point, we would
We
have
needed
to
a
take a break. Is when Yogurt is going over the marketing and the merchandising. Spaceballs, the drinking game. Spaceballs, the lunchbox. Da 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 da.
Baseball's the flamethrower.
And then, of course, we would say whenever time they say the word Schwartz. So that happens a lot.
Drink.
Every time you see, this is the one that gets to people when you teach them the rule. Is every time it cuts to Dark Helmet's helmet, it has to be either going down or it's an edit. Like it's an edit cut. So like you do that quite a bit. Like you're constantly drinking.
more than you'd think. You'd be like, oh, okay, like whatever. Yeah, when his helmet's down, it's like, no. When they cut to his helmet down, you have to drink.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like that happens quite a bit.
Yep.
And
Uh,
that one, but there's
Air.
also the yes, whenever someone says air. So when King Roland at the end like comes
Yep.
back to life, he's
Yep.
like, I can breathe. Air,
Air.
air.
Barf. It'd be safe for drink for barf.
Yep. Drink for
And
barf,
then,
drink for shorts, drink for air, space.
and then video screen. That's the last one.
Anytime you see, yep, one of those wall video screens. There's a lot of that
I
kind of
think
gags.
I think we sprinkled that in just because we had like there were some gaps, so we just like, oh, we'll just throw those in there too.
Mm-hmm. And like Schwartz and Barf, they're said a lot, but like only they're sprinkled throughout. It's not as frequent as space, for example, which is said like all the time.
Yep.
Oh God, just thinking about it, I really don't remember watching this not drinking at this point. And watching it last night was kind of an eye opener.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a love movie. This is a romance, and it's a set against this sci-fi background. But it's funny, like I felt like so much of the movie was about Dark Helmet, Colonel Sanders, and President Scroob. They are really like minor characters in this. They're just kind of in the background, occasionally like just doing a funny bit. It's always cutting to them, and here's a funny bit.
Yep.
And when you get the three of them together at the very end, that's when it gets really good. Like the way that they just talk to each other and play off of each other. Oh my gosh. But I mean, I knew it was like, as a kid, I knew it was like kind of funny, but I felt like it was still like real at the same time.
We didn't get any of the references. That's the thing. Like I was talking,
Amber, the concept of a parody movie really didn't gel with me. I didn't really like understand that yet.
Like, so I was telling Amber how like I legitimately thought like when Lone Star, he like, I mean, we're jumping around obviously. You've never watched Spaceballs yet. Seriously, like you're not going to be spoiled. Yeah, you're not going to be spoiled by this movie by any means. Like, but like when he's trying to infiltrate to push the self-destruct button, him infiltrating the way he infiltrates, like he does the Vulcan neck pinch, and and then he uses the hand, and then he uses the Schwartz to get the shaving cream, which supposedly makes the guy pass out. As a kid, I'm like, that is the coolest way to enter a facility I've ever seen.
It's like a legit like infiltration. At the beginning it is though, like when they like travel through the ear, because now at this time Spaceball 1 has turned into Mega Man and they're sucking the air out of planet. Yeah, that's I guess the B plot is that the Spaceballs are trying to steal the air from Druidia, and the ship turns into a transformer, like, you know, made with a vacuum cleaner.
There's so much there's so much satirical, like so much satire, and like that does fit with modern times too in this movie. Like the corporate, like it's like the, you know, the capitalist type of thing. Like him, I just like I didn't mean to cut you off for 1 second, but like it just, there's a lot of that throughout the film, where he's like, at the beginning when you first meet President, is it Scroob or Scrooge?
Scroob.
Oh, I always thought it was Scrooge.
No.
But yeah, so like the first time you meet him, he's like on a phone call, like with one of his constituents,
maybe like a reporter or something.
Well, could be like just a constituent or something. It's like he goes, thank you for your concern, but we will still be charging you like for the call.
Oh yeah. Oh no. That he's like, don't be ridiculous. There's no air shortage. You know, he's just like spinning the media to tell, like, no, nothing to worry about. And then meanwhile, he's got the can of Perrier and just sniffing out of a can. But he's like, and thank you for reversing the charges. Like, so I think it's like he's been accused of something.
Oh, I thought it was I misunderstood that. Then I thought it was like he charged them for like the phone call of calling in.
Whatever it was like thrown in at the end there. Thank you for reversing the charges. And I'm like, what?
Anyways, but yeah, you have the Mega Man, the infiltration thing, and all that stuff. Like, oh man, it's just so...
when they're like, when he's going in and he's like looking for like using the sensor to try to find it. Like it feels like a legit movie. Like it could have been. And then
it's so
like,
simple.
You know, like, oh, that's where we go, and he gets in. But yeah, for some reason, this, you know, basically the version, like the Spaceball is like a stormtrooper, is shaving at
Yep.
work with like a little. He's like, "Is that you, my lock?" Like as you
Like,
hear somebody coming in, it's like, "What the hell?"
he doesn't feel like he's part of the movie at all. I think
In
it's
a
like
bathroom. Where's the sink? Like he's just shaving, standing up,
guarding the
like on the
self-destruct button
job.
for some reason.
Yeah, and as soon as the shaving cream can like floats over to his face, he's like, "Who are you? What are you doing
That's
here?"
that their room. Their room is the self-destruct button. That's their room. That's where they live. Like,
Yes, they're constantly guarding the self-destruct button. And we have to talk about the epic force battle or Schwartz battle between Dark Helmet and Lone Star at the end, where they compare Schwartz sizes. You know,
so
he
many things.
learns
So many
as
things
big as mine.
you don't register as a kid. Like, he's
Nope.
like, I just took it as like, oh yeah, his Schwartz is as big as his. Like, they're the same size.
And I
Like,
didn't really get the head, the both of them like looking down and then looking back at each other. I didn't get it.
it's
But
like I hate when my Schwartz gets twisted.
right. But it's like they're like, and the whole like before we fight, I must tell you, you know how I know you. You know, you're my brother's sister's best friend's cousin's roommate. Like that whole idea is like, what does that make us? Absolutely nothing. Like just a little, like if you know Star Wars, it's funny, and even if you don't, you're like, that's just silly. Like,
The
what was the point of
Rick
that?
Moranis in that whole he's phenomenal in the movie overall. But
Yeah,
like,
yes.
there's a point in that confrontation, even though we're starting with the end of the movie, which I think is funny.
Mhm.
He like tricks him to like take the ring. It's such a stupid bit, but like it's like, yeah,
Oh, it's like the best
he's
in the
like
movie. Are
I
you
know.
kidding?
You know, but like, but Rick Moranis' voice when he's like his like mannerisms, he's like,
Mhm.
"What's with you, man?"
Hold you.
He sounds like he's like a reggae like Jamaican guy all of a sudden. It just sounds so weird.
It is like he's so like trolling him so hard. He's like, you know, if we're gonna have a fair fight, I guess then if I must, I must. And he's like, put her there. And Lone Star's like, all right. And all he does is like reach up and just take the Schwartz ring off of Lone Star's hand. He's like, what a goof. What's with you, man? It's like this, like that's like one of the classic lines from this movie too. Is like, you know, this is why evil will always triumph because good is dumb.
Good is dumb.
Oh my gosh, that scene alone was like worth it, man. I love that. Like because you think it's like, you know, it's this epic battle, they're fighting, and then he's like, all right, let's also, I do love how like they're slashing at each other, and one of the shots misses, and he cuts through one of the cameramen.
Yep.
Like actually, you see like
Yeah, they
like camera tilts, and you see the camera operators and the boom operators, and he's got like this slash. He's like,
well,
ah!
that's just a
He's
Mel
wearing
Brooks
a
like what theme, right? They do that with all the Mel Brooks movies. I feel
breaking the
like they're
fourth wall like
yeah,
that.
they
He's
always are
wearing a
breaking it.
Spaceballs the movie, or
Yep.
Spaceballs the T-shirt.
Yep. Because then right, like before that, I mean, it's always like that. So you have the cassette, like you said, breaking the fourth wall. You're they're always talking to the camera, like you know, a lot. Like they're always saying, "Did you get that?" Like you know, it's like,
It's my favorite when they goes over the plan and he just like looks at. Did everybody get that?
but what was it? The stunt double part, you know,
Oh, classic.
so beautiful. Is now my question about the stunt double scene because this is the one thing I wasn't ever quite getting. So obviously the main characters have stunt doubles, but like, is the guy that's like, "Oh, we've caught you, we've got you," is that the stunt double to Colonel Sanders? Like, it's
Oh
like
no, that's funny to think of it that way. I never thought of him as like. I just
because he's wearing
thought
the
it was
same garb.
hilarious.
There's no one else
Yeah,
that wears
yeah.
that garb in the movie except for
Well,
him.
I don't know. I guess maybe he's like another. Maybe he's not a colonel. Maybe he's a major.
Colonel,
I don't know.
Colonel
But
Sanders.
uh, that dude is like within 40 seconds. That is a character. Like his whole
Yeah,
mannerisms. He's
yeah.
like, "Nice try, princess, but it was all for naught." And then he's like, "Turn around," and then like sees them. He's like, "You
I,
idiots!"
I love the stunt double thing.
Oh,
But as a kid, I'm like, I just accepted it as a legitimate reason of why they got away.
it's cartoon logic. It really is. It's like Looney Tunes logic. You know, you like if somebody runs across a cliff, but there's nothing below, they don't fall
Like,
until
oh,
they look down,
they tricked them. They had stunt doubles. That it makes sense. They were just in their pocket. They just threw them
and they
down.
just went a different way. And it's like, oh, it doesn't pay to like really. I just feel like that part. I would just like stare at the actors playing the stunt
Yep,
doubles and be
me
like,
too.
They kind of look like them, yeah.
except for the
And
girl, the princess. He's got like
well, I
a
mean,
cigar.
he's got the long hair, just chewing on a cigar, big mustache.
Oh man, but
Oh, Princess Vespa. And like I love that the reason why they want to kidnap her is to hold the planet hostage, right? And get King Roland of Druidia to open the airlock because they have this massive shield around the planet. Pretty cool, right? With a
yeah.
little door that opens. And that they learn that they got to learn what the password is, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
By threatening to bring back the old nose of the princess too, right? So
That's what I wanted to talk about. The nose, like they bring in a nose job surgeon, like he's the best, nose man in all the galaxy and Beverly Hills. And him and was it Gertrude, or like he brought his caddy with him and like the super attractive nurse,
yep,
right? The
yep.
doctor. I never I was like let's go Marvin, come Gretchen. I was like,
I think it's Arnold.
I'm like, oh yeah, he brought his golf caddy with him, of course.
I think it was Arnold.
Such a
But yeah, whatever. Yeah, I don't even know what's bad about this movie. Like, there's nothing you could really point at that's like. I mean, I guess like, yeah, nothing. I can't think of anything. It's like, why did they put this in there? Why is it here? What's the point of it?
It's character driven, but it's all about just like putting different character types together. So like Mel Brooks as President Scroob with the video screen lady. She's in a good deal of the movie, but
Yep.
only really on video screen. Like you only see her like in the flesh a couple times.
It's
But
across
that whole scene with beaming.
Yep, beaming.
She has one of the best lines. She's like, "Snotty beamed me twice last night. It was wonderful."
I love it. It's like, I don't no more beaming. I'm gonna walk. And it's
like 10 feet away. President Scrooge. But then you get another great visual bit of like the ship, they're panning, and you hear like tunk, 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 tunk. And it's Scroob running. He's like, if I walk, the movie will be over.
Yeah.
He's like running to get to the set.
One thing I want to give credit to, you've been bad, like just like the attention to detail and stuff, and just like knowing their homework and who they're talking about is. I mean, again, like just the the costuming all seems pretty real. It's cheesy, but like it
Sure.
works, right?
In movie makes
Pizza
sense.
the Hutt's costume is the most disgusting thing, and it gets worse every time I watch it, because when it all comes down to having the bigger screen now versus when you watched it when you were a kid or on the smaller one. Seeing Dom DeLuise's chin move up and down with like the whatever,
the mask, yes.
whatever it is so disturbing. Like, and then him just eating him like, you're delicious. Like,
oh, it's Vinny, whatever, this like robot under gangster.
Makes me think of that. It makes me think of that random guy from the '80s that would be on like the TV that would glitch all the time. Like he was in the
Max Headroom.
Yeah,
like
it just made me think of him a little bit. Like
a little bit.
Just kind of have that vibe to him.
I always laugh when they cut back to him and he's like, you're a delicious boss, and he's like, his nose, his hat, like have all like pizza cheese on them, and like the pepperoni's just falling into Pizza the Hutt's mouth. Yeah, it's so vile. But then like he's just like dead because he ate himself to death by the end of the movie. That's great.
But yeah, when I was watching this with Amber though, like I was just referencing different parts of this film. I'm like how impressed I was, and how like as a kid I'm like, this is so cool. Like him opening the fortune cookie and getting the message. It was like, wow, he's a prince. I can't believe it.
Yep.
And then the liquid Schwartz. I love the liquid Schwartz. It looks so cool when they pour it in. It's literally just like lit up water. But like, I'm like, wow, that's what liquid Schwartz look. And they do the space tracks. Like it's like such a cool moment.
Yes. So cheesy. But us, like as kids, especially at the end of the movie, it's like anything goes. Like when you're at the end and like, you know how like, oh, it's gonna be a reverse and he's gonna get with her. It's like, like logic doesn't matter. It's like just get them together. And
their outfits.
I gotta tell you, there's MacGuffins in this movie, but they're not like overly done. It's not like it doesn't feel like my gosh, it's just so good. It's really, honest to goodness, a good movie. Even if you didn't care about Star Wars or didn't know anything about it, it holds up as a movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where a lot of like parody movies and things that try to like, make fun of movies fail, because this is still a good story. This is still like a solid story. It's funny.
I mean, it skips over some things as far as making like, it uses comedy
in
to
6 hours.
make the movie flow. So like, you know, find like when what was their plan when they ran out of gas when they hit the desert planet? Just walk forever? Like where were they going? They didn't know where they were going.
Yep.
They had no plan, and they literally
Nope.
they were just stumbled upon random Jawa
By the
things.
dink dinks.
The dink dink. So like there is, and then it's like, oh, and now all of a sudden he's training to use the Schwartz in like a day. It's like, but
Yes,
it
but
is kind of making fun of how those movies work, right? Like, oh, he's just training for a little bit to use the
and if you,
Schwartz.
which most people you got to say have at least seen the first and second Star Wars by that point. It was popular enough that people knew, like it was in the zeitgeist, like the story of Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, which is all like modeled, but it doesn't dwell too long on that. It's more like you kind of know how the story is going to go. It assumes the audience understands, like
But
these
it
are the
makes,
story beats we're going to hit. It's not about hitting them, it's about
yeah.
how funny we can make it in between as we hit these story
Well,
beats.
just the random twists and creativity beyond it, and like taking things
Mhm.
literally, like the Mega Main scene, like that transforming into a maid in a vacuum. Like someone had to be in a meeting and say, how do we make this funny? And
Mhm.
came up with that. Like how that to me is like the most creative thing ever. Is just like, and then it still like pays off even more because it looks like the Statue of Liberty because they're referencing
Yes.
Planet of the Apes, which
Yep.
it's
By
like
the end.
it's like they thought out that one little detail. It's
Mhm.
like, well, what can we do? How can we reference Planet of the Apes? Because obviously back then that was such a still a prominent franchise,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like it's like how do we connect Planet of the Apes to this movie in a way? And their idea was like, well, let's just have the maid look like the Statue of Liberty. Like I was like, they're
I feel like it probably happened like how do we like what happens to these three characters in the end? Because you're not going to kill them, right? They have to be
yes,
jettisoned somehow. And so I feel like they're like brainstorm. Well, what if they, they stay with the ship and it explodes? Well, what's left? Well, how about the head? How about the head and the arm? It'll look like the Statue of Liberty, and we'll do a homage to the end of Planet of the Apes in there too. You're right though. Like the amount of planning and kind of like positioning of the jokes
hmm
so that they pay off like that, and it's random because you don't expect a Planet of the Apes ending
which
at
again,
the
when
end
we
of
were a kid,
this
I don't even think
space opera.
I didn't even know what that was. So like to me, I'm just like, oh, they're just
Oh, I
Spaceballs.
did.
Oh, you
I
did?
did. I got that reference, and I remember thinking how funny that was because they were coming out of the nose of the of Mega Maid, and like and the apes like ride up, and they're like, "There goes the planet."
Yep.
Like
Yep.
Spaceballs, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is like the movie. Like it's like sci-fi universes are all like connected in this way. It's just like, yeah, this planet is the Planet of the Apes, this one is Spaceball City. You're like, who cares? That's like the freedom of doing a movie like this. Why I love like Mel Brooks movies. And like one thing that made like Blazing Saddles was so good was that fourth wall breaking.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, the ending of it is just we're on the Warner Brothers lot or
Oh,
whatever,
but
like, and it just like erupts into the streets,
yep.
like, and they're like, "Get me away from this movie,"
Yep. Yep. But
But
no, like I think
that's
if of all
what
the
makes it
Mel
work.
Brooks movies you've watched, I guess Frankenstein had like a kind of a legitimate ending and plot and whatnot. But
Yeah, they pay off.
yeah,
They
like
do pay off.
they this one though, it's like, oh man, it's just I would say it's like it's the most creative one he's made because it was doing something so it's a he references just movie making in general with all the things he's doing. He's made
Mhm.
producer, which is sort of like taking Broadway and making it covering that and
Yep,
then so
ending
forth.
up Broadway.
And like it's just always like doing the western. He did obviously horror movie with Frankenstein or monster movie. Later does Dracula. Bennett like he does Robin Hood, like, which is a common theme. But like this one I just like he got like all the right people and the casting was so perfect,
Yep.
and they really got like the sense of like every single sci-fi reference that you needed to reference was referenced in a good way. Like Star
Yep.
Trek was all you needed to do was do the beaming thing. Alien was wonderful. Like I love that
Yes.
reference so much. Such a really weird separate bit. Like they didn't really
Yeah, the end.
you didn't need to put it there, but the whole that whole scenario was so perfect just to kind of like
Yes.
fill in the gaps a little bit of them just like it's just like they don't even get food. They're like, check, please. And it's like, but then that kind of pays off because he's still hungry, so he has to open up the fortune cookie, and it kind of connects in a way. But like, you didn't need to
Yep.
do it either.
Yep.
I love that
Well,
that is John Hurt. That's the Ollivander from Harry
yes.
Potter. You know?
Yes, who plays that character in Alien who
Yep.
gets the first chest burster. He gets to reprise his role.
You
And
know?
you have a lady, you have an actress who looks kind of like Sigourney Weaver,
Yep.
and all the other characters kind of look like the crew,
Yeah.
right?
Get
From the
get this
original
man
movie.
some Pepto Bismol.
But like that guy, I know that scene was coming, but what kills me now watching it is the joke that he's telling is not all that funny,
Nope.
but they're laughing
Yeah.
hysterically. It's like,
Yep.
like, how do you know we're on Pluto? Like all these trees. And he's like, oh, because of the bark. Like, ha 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 ha. But the way that he tells it is like he's telling this like hilarious,
Mm-hmm.
like body, story. And they're all like, like knee slapping. It's like, because of the bark, you dummy. Like, it's just so good.
It's all about delivery, I guess.
It really is. And like the diner scene, like this whole diner scene, like it's like somebody had the idea, let's do the chest burster scene, but that alien that comes out, let's put a top hat and a cane on him and have him do hello my baby, hello, like the freaking frog from the WB.
But I like
like to
how
do
it's
that and just exit,
they act like if it's a common thing, but then at the same time they act that
just
it's
lifting their
not
plates
common.
as it's going by.
They're not. It's not common because he's dancing, but then it has it has its own door. Like it's like
Yes.
like
But John Hurt is the best in that. What a good sport. He's just like, oh no, not again. Which implies that you could survive a chest burster and then have it unfortunately happen to you again. But
I,
oh man, there's so much. Yeah, there's
so many things. But the one thing I want to say
so
is
many little berry nuggets.
obviously ludicrous speed is such an iconic scene. Like that's a great moment.
Plaid.
It's just I just there's so I don't just them running around during trying to get like the skate pods and the bear and like I love the little like shot because the song is fun. It's getting you, you know.
Yep.
But then it's just like when the bear waves in the window and it goes.
I love that when Mel Brooks goes to sit on that and he thinks it's the chair and he's trying to.
Yep.
Just the sound effect of the claws of the bear clicking together. I always love that moment. He's just like, why isn't this working? And it's like
they reference the circus a lot. They reference the circle.
Right. Why is there a bear here? Because
there's a circus.
When they're like, okay, prepare. It's from the beginning when he's saying like, prepare for ludicrous speed. Fasten all seatbelts, shut all doors and windows. Close down the mall with all the shops and gift stores, and then close the 3-ring circus. And and he's still going as Rick Moranis pulls it away. And so, like, yeah, when they're all like escaping the ship, he does the same thing. He's like, evacuate all personnel, close down the 3-ring circus.
Man, this is like you have
the bearded lady pushes what's his name, Dark Helmet, out of the way. Come back, you fat bearded bitch. There's a lot of just great lines
again,
like that.
This movie being PG still baffles me because I was showing my daughter for the first 30 minutes, and again, we watched this. My daughter's 9, and I watched this when I was 9. Like I remember I didn't watch Star Wars until I was like 12, 13, so I had to watch this when I was like 9, 10, 11 years old, and it's just funny that but a lot of kids you don't notice this stuff, like you don't see it. It is kind of done in a way that's like it's so quick and fast, you don't really absorb the adult like theme of it in a sense. You know what I mean?
Like the obviously, to us, what would be obvious lewd jokes, most of them go right over a kid's head, I would say.
Yep.
It's the only thing, like, we were kind of surprised at how much, like, not like a lot, but there were several swears through it and an F-bomb towards the end. And it's like, this is a PG movie? Like, wow. Like, just to think like how much it used to be more based on like the violence that you'd see, not necessarily the language. And the language would be like, well, you should have a parent around,
Yeah, it's still parental guidance, but like, I remember when we used to see an animated film be PG, that was like a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, now
that meant like something serious, like a character was going to die, or you'd see something.
Yeah.
I think Grave of the Fireflies is PG.
I remember like what was that I can't remember. I was thinking of a movie. I can't remember the name of it, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, so
I love this movie, Justin.
Yep.
I just truly.
It's just fun talking about it again.
It's like,
it was good watching
Rushmore.
Good watching it, not plastered, but we should probably do that again someday. Maybe soon.
Oh, I think what would be a good idea, I think we should include this as one of our milestones for Extra Life this year. We kind of
Oh,
talked about this. If
yeah.
we hit a certain goal, if we hit a certain, benchmark of money we've raised
We'll
for
record a watch
Children's Miracle
along.
Network, then we'll do a watch along and we'll play good God now to try to play that game. We'll do our best. We'll play Spaceballs the
Not
drinking
during the
game.
stream. We can't do it during stream, but like we hit the milestone. We
So
will do a watch along where you can drink along with us. I don't know how we'd
we
handle it.
will
We
commit to
haven't done
that.
that in a while. I don't remember the last time we did it. Maybe like 6 years ago. Probably. We
I
did
feel
it. We
yeah,
did
I
it at
feel
your
like the last
house,
time we did it, yeah, it was
but it was your other
something like
house.
that.
Your other house.
Yeah, the old and I don't I just oh no. I think the last time we did it was when I came and visited you at your folks. And I recall,
Oh, okay.
was that the same time?
I
Okay.
don't remember.
I just
Whatever. It doesn't
remember
matter.
being
It's a
like
while. It was a
passing
while
out. This
ago.
was terrible. It was such a just like
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about this movie. Go watch it. I can't wait for the sequel.
get out there and see it.
I'm curious
If
how
you
that's going
have
to
not
be.
seen it, yeah. And I was happy to see that like obviously Mel Brooks is going to reprise his role as Yogurt. Bill Pullman's coming back as Lone Star. Rick Moranis as Dark Helmet.
John
And
Candy's
Daphne
son.
Zuniga.
John Candy's
How do you
son's
say
going to
her
be in
name?
it.
Oh yes, Lewis Pullman is going to be in it. But like Josh Gad, who's a funny actor, he's been in a lot of stuff. He's good. He was the voice of Olaf, but he's done other stuff.
Mhm.
And Kiki Palmer, I love Kiki Palmer. She, I don't really know much. She was like I think on Abbott Elementary, maybe. No, something else. Anyway, she's great. And honestly, I loved seeing her on SNL a couple years back. I thought she was such a funny comedic actress. So I'm really excited that she's in it. She'll be.
Well,
I
so
hope she's like the daughter of Dark Helmet.
Josh Candy's son is going to be in it.
Oh, John Candy's son is going to be in
John Candy. Yeah, Chris Candy. He's going to
it.
be.
Okay.
He's going to be in it too. I think.
The son of Barf. Will he be Puke? Something. Who knows?
Puke.
I don't. You know what?
Vomit.
If it is like anything like the original, in that its job is to tell a story, and it'll tell a good story, but also make fun of these genres and like basically, I think sequels and reboots and all that. I think it'll be excellent, especially if
I just
Mel
wonder
Brooks
because
is
I remember I
behind
was excited for History of the World Part 2, and then I never watched it.
it. I never
And
saw it either.
I don't know why. I just remember seeing clips from it, and it never grabbed me because I think the way they presented it and they kind of released it, it was more of like an episode or like a thing on Netflix, and I just didn't have Netflix, so I never really went to watch it. And I remember the animated series wasn't that great for Spaceballs either.
Oh, it was terrible. Flash animation series of Spaceballs.
So I hope
terrible animation, terrible stories.
if they can just get the same. We know Rick Moranis is coming back too, so that to me is phenomenal.
That's clutch.
Him just him being in a movie again. I we'll see how good he does. I mean, it's been ages since he's acted, right? But I'm excited to see that.
I think it'll be good. I think he understands his limitations. He's not. I don't think this is like a vanity project for Mel Brooks at all. I feel like the timing is perfect for Spaceballs too. And that's coming from the guy who hates sequels and remakes and ripoffs and reboots. I think the timing for it is just right. And maybe, Justin, Spaceballs 2 will usher in a new wave of original movies, and people will realize just how poorly these, sequels
No,
and
because it's a
reboots
sequel.
are.
They're just going to make more sequels of comedies from the 80s. We're going to get Police Academy 20. So
Oh, there's a series there's a movie franchise. I'll use the word franchise that needs to be rebooted. Police Academy.
that's good stuff right there.
Right.
They just got Naked Gun was supposedly good. I heard good things about it.
By the way, we should do Naked Gun on this show. We should both watch the original Leslie Nielsen one.
All right, let's do it.
Because I don't think I've ever seen all the way through the original Naked Gun.
They're all good.
Clips.
They're all good. I loved them.
Definitely. I'm up for it.
Okay.
Well, anyway, if you've stuck with us this long, go out and watch Spaceballs. That's our recommendation.
Like, subscribe, comment. What's your favorite moment in Spaceballs? What made you laugh the most? Tell us about it. Did you watch this as a kid?
There's so many bits, so many funny parts of this. Did we miss something?
Nobody knows.
She's a base. Just that like resign. She's a base. There's so much of that just kind of like thrown in there. Why is it there? Who knows? But I love it there. It needs to be there.
Anyways,
Oh,
let us know
well,
what you
thank
like
you.
about Star Wars. Thank you for watching.
And Spaceballs, not just Star Wars. But we will see you next time. This has been Playing Favorites. I'm Paul.
I'm Justin. May the Schwartz be with you.